Meantime, Marvin Barnes is playing and Joe Caldwell is washed up, bankrupt. Not a nickel to his name, just some custom-made clothes bought years ago when the money was there. He seems to spend his life in court. When he had the money, he made investments, some not too wise. When his career stopped, the money stopped. The St. Louis team refused to pay him for the 23 games he played in '74. The team folded, so did the league, and the case is still in the courts. But Joe Caldwell was quickly going broke. He had a loan from the bank. They foreclosed and forced Caldwell into involuntary bankruptcy. And so when the $70,000 a year in deferred payments from the old Carolina team started to come through, it was too late. The money went straight to the bankruptcy trustee. Joe's bankruptcy lawyer sees a terrible irony at work. Catherine Hatfield.
As I look down the road, I think that all of his creditors are going to probably be paid in full. That is, all the creditors who've submitted valid claims. And the court will get a percentage fee, as the court always does. The bankruptcy trustee and bankruptcy lawyers will get a percentage fee set by law, just as they always do. And everyone should be happy, except Joe.
As we said, Joe Caldwell does work, part-time in that warehouse. And even those wages are garnished to pay back taxes. He's had some nibbles from colleges for coaching jobs, but always with the proviso, wait till your court cases clear up. And he spends some time on the local basketball court, keeping the eye and the body as sharp as possible, doing what he does best. Until recently, he spent his weekends at home in Greensboro, in a home that by the time this broadcast is seen will be gone, foreclosed.
I know where my moves are now, so you just...
He sees his two daughters on the weekends. For when Joe's money and contract troubles started, troubles at home reached the breaking point, and his wife and daughters have gone.
I guess that's what school is all about, having fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
He's 36 years old, still a man on the way up in any profession except this one.
No athlete like to be put away by other people. I don't care who he is or what sport, boxing, anything. He got to stay there until he just make a complete nothing out of himself, you know, because of it's that he been training all his life to be the best. And if you're going to be the best, he want to leave being nothing. So it won't be that thing, I got to get back. With the worst thing about this whole thing is killing me is that I got to get back.
He keeps in shape and hopes he'll get another chance. But so far, no team will touch him. Caldwell says it's a blacklist by the old owners. The old owners deny it. One broke black athlete, trained to grab rebounds, hacking his way through a forest of legal problems, barely a friend in the world, and only memories of roaring crowds and unfulfilled promises. For example, there's the question of that pension plan that Ted Munchak had promised him in writing.
You're a smart businessman, a savvy businessman, and from all of this, I gather you've made few major financial mistakes in your life. You look at a piece of paper, and it says $600. When you say you meant 60, surely you'd say, hang on a minute. That isn't what we meant. Maybe you would have said that years ago. No?
Well, number one, my management style is not worry about details. I have a lot of people worry about me, so it's their responsibility to worry about it. There's a moral problem. You know, we could have settled this thing a year and a half ago. Everyone wanted me to settle the problem with the pension, okay? And my contention was, wait a minute, what do I have to settle for? I didn't do anything wrong, and it's wrong. And if it's wrong, then prove that. If it's right, then hold me responsible, that's all.
The Marvin Barnes tampering affair is open to question. Each side says it can prove it was right. Barnes declined to be interviewed on film, but few people outside of his accusers believe Caldwell tampered with Barnes. And Caldwell thinks it was simply a scheme by a faltering team in a faltering league to break an expensive commitment.
That is so absolutely false, it's ridiculous.
You're saying there was no suggestion that there was a feeling that we're going to teach this guy a lesson. He's bucking the system.
No. Please, I was not party to the suspension. One, I wasn't there, okay? I was commissioner of the league. I heard about it on the telephone. I read it in the New York Times. I read it in the Daily News.
And any reader of the sports pages knows that much of the news is misplaced. It should be on the financial page.
In order to give the industry of basketball some stability, that it
Not
would,
a sport, an industry.
an industry.
I'm trying to get some idea of what professional sports are really like.
First of all, it's a very non-logical kind of industry. There's no logic to it. I don't care what part of it you examine. It's all insane.
Isn't the sports industry, isn't the professional basketball really like the horse racing business? You've got a colt, a good young colt, and he can run fast. But the moment he starts losing some races, off to the glue factory.
I don't think sports gives any person, owner, agent, or player, the license to live the rest of their lives depending on what they did when they were 22.
Just what can a 36-year-old man who once jumped higher than any other and fell harder than most expect out of life?
I know that I can still play because they stopped me when I was getting ready to go into the best year I had. I had 16 points a game. Then all of a sudden, wham, I'm suspended. They said for tampering. And I said, well, I want to play. Let me go play somewhere else. They said, no, you can't play anywhere else. And that's what's killing me, you see. Because I still say, well, I got that year left in me.
A few more points. Marvin Barnes finally did agree to talk to us on the phone, and he said that Joe Caldwell did not tamper with him, that he, Barnes, sought out Joe. Joe was reluctant to even talk to me, says Barnes, because Joe figured something like that might happen. I don't want them to flim-flam the man out of his money. I'm in Joe's corner. Barnes told us that on the phone, but refused to appear on this broadcast on his lawyer's advice. And there's something else. Joe Caldwell has moved everything he owns out of that house to avoid the indignity of being evicted. The house will be sold to pay off some of his creditors.